Hey everyone, this is Xed and this is my weekly finds video. First of all, let me say that I want to thank everyone for the friendly comments, and if you want to add anything to these videos, you want to reply to an item, you want to ask something, always feel free to contact me on YouTube, or you can always find me on the forums. This week I had a truckload of stuff incoming. It's a holiday weekend here in the Netherlands, and I've been to 3 flea markets, so sit tight, there's a truckload of stuff incoming. First off, I'm going to start with some non-gaming stuff I picked up. This is a Mobile Suit Gundam, one of those things you have to put together yourself. I picked this up for €2 and I put it together yesterday. Looks quite cool. Needs to be painted, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, for €2 I was not going to pass on that one. Looks amazing. Just don't have the room to display it in my collection. Then some 99.9 games. Those are the board games, etc. I picked up. These were all a couple of euros a piece. Blue Moon and 2 Lord of the Rings games. The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Well, for a couple of euros a piece, I'm not gonna pass on these either. Don't know if I'm ever gonna play them, but they look cool. And it's always cool to have some nice board games in case you have some people over. Then 2 things that are a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm just gonna say it, I like SingStar. SingStar is an awesome game to play with friends. And yeah, for €5 I was not gonna pass on this one. Still sealed. This is actually the wired microphone, so I'm not gonna use these. It is the PS3 game, but it's the old wired microphones. But I also picked up the SingStar Special Edition with Pop Edition and Volume 3. It also has SingStore, but I don't have SingStar yet on the PS3, so I'm not quite sure how that works and if it already got used by the previous owner. But this was not too expensive, has the 2 microphones, it's a nice special edition, so now I finally have the wireless microphones. And you bet these are gonna get used. But I'm not gonna do that on video, don't worry. What's next? 2 Dreamcast games. I actually don't have a Dreamcast, but I picked these up as a part of a deal. These were with the deal. And Shenmue 1. The box is not in quite good condition, has tape all over the edges, but I didn't have that one. And Shenmue 2. This one still has the seal on it, but the seal got broken to get the games out, so I'm just leaving it on to prevent the box from getting damaged. But the box is still in mint condition. Over here we have Super Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Quite a shitty button basher, but yeah, didn't have it. It's a Mario game. Then Need for Speed 2 for the PC. I played the shit out of this as a kid. I love this. With Lotus 3. I don't know if anyone knows that racing game, but that's one I played a lot as well. I haven't seen Lotus 3 ever at a market or whatever. Still looking for that one. Final Fantasy VII Guide. Also quite battered, but I picked this up as a part of a deal again, and I already have this one. And mine is in better condition, so this one is for the trade/sale pile. Some more PC and PlayStation stuff. Guilty Gear Isuka. Guilty Gear games on the PS2 in Holland are quite hard to find. They're not super rare, but you don't see them every day. And this one is probably the hardest one to find. Castlevania Symphony of the Night Limited Edition. I already have this one. So this one is also for sale/trade, but yeah, it's a great game, one of the absolute killers on the PS1. Absolute gem, must have for any collector. Then a game I didn't have, P.O.'d, however you say it. Yeah, it looks like a combination of Under Siege and Duke Nukem. So I bet it's bad. But it's one of those early releases, as you can see, SLES 1, 6, 8. You don't see it quite often. Then some more PC games I picked up. All flea markets, all 1 or 2 euros a piece. Those PC games are quite abundant, and I actually only started picking them up like a month ago and already have about 20 to 30. You see them everywhere. Planescape Torment with poster, etc. Totally complete. Looks to be a Diablo-esque game. Then Turok 2. I already showed you I have Turok 1. Picked that up a few weeks ago. Warhammer Dark Omen with free internets. Good old times. And Aliens vs Predator. I actually picked up 2 copies of this one. So also one for the trade pile. Then over here, as you can see, I'm bringing in stuff by the bulk, not picking up one item because it's so much. Disney's Party. This is one pretty hard to find GameCube game. A friendly collector I know, Mark Kleine, told me that this game got got powered out by the Mario Party games, and it's now quite hard to find. So possible rarity, and yeah, it's still cheap now, so I picked it up before it gets any expensive. Guilty Gear X. As far as I know, on the PAL PlayStation 2 we have Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear X2 Midnight Carnival Reloaded, and Guilty Gear Asuka. This one is the last of those 3 that I was looking for. I'm not quite sure if we have an extra version, Guilty Gear X2 normal version, so I need to do some research on that. But I love the Guilty Gear series. I love the drawing style, and I love fighters, even though I'm not quite good at it. Destruction Derby 2, the original non-border version. Don't see it too often. I'm trying to pick up as many of the original releases as I can. Galaga, another game I didn't own yet. It's one of those old school arcade games that got a remake. Don't know if I don't know if it is as good as the original version. Then Harry Potter Lego Years 1 to 4 press kit. This is actually an American press kit. I didn't know that when I picked it up. So it doesn't have the game, and I'm still in doubt whether I should keep this and put it in my collection or sell it, because I only want the PAL press kits, because American press kits usually don't have the game with them, and PAL press kits do have the game with them. SOCOM Navy SEALs 2 with the headset, so it's the big box version. This was a little bit too expensive for what it's worth, but the box is in nice condition, and with these cardboard boxes you often see them quite battered and bruised, and so it was worth the extra for me. Then Pokemon Stadium 2, also in absolute super condition, and this is a replacer for me because I have it, but mine was in a lot worse condition. Okay, another big pile. All these PC games I'm going to show you now I picked up at once. Were all 50 cents a piece, and I decided not to keep them because they do have big box versions, and yeah, you know, I'm a collector, I want the big box stuff. So XCOM Apocalypse, XCOM, the original XCOM, with its strategy manual. Then UFO Enemy Unknown. This is also from the XCOM series as far as I know, with both language manuals. Dave the Tentacle. So these are all those LucasArts point and click adventures, which are great games. I absolutely loved Sam and Max and stuff like Leisure Suit Larry, etc., which is not LucasArts, but yeah. So these have a big box version, and I want the big box ones. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, Full Throttle. These are Mad Dog McCree 1 and Mad Dog McCree 3. I played these as a kid, but our computer was a 386, and it was too slow. So the game was quite easy because you could just put your mouse on it and wait till the enemy arrived, then click. Gun Griffin Blaze for the PS2, didn't have it. I have no clue if it's any good, but the cover looked cool. Then Lord of the Rings, because I didn't have it and it's sort of an RPG. But yeah, for €1, why not pick it up, huh? Then some more PC stuff. Seven Kingdoms 2, the Frightened Wars. Looks to be a strategy game, strategy RPG. Some Batman comics. I played a lot of Batman Arkham Asylum this week, and I watched some of the Batman movies, so I was totally in the Batman mood when I saw these at a flea market, and yeah, I'm not gonna let those be. Spyro and Aladdin for the Mega Drive, which is actually a better version than the Super Nintendo version, I think. At least they're not the same, and I think the Genesis Mega Drive version is better. Then the next pile. Let's see if I can keep this within the 15 minutes. Gonna go through these a bit quicker. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Silent Hill 2, the special edition in quite good condition. These are an absolute bitch to find nice, because they're usually tattered, torn, ripped to pieces before you can get your hands on them. Roller Coaster Tycoon extra set. So this is not the actual game, needs the original game. Evolva. Then something really cool, Castlevania the New Generation. Also found this at a flea market, and you can imagine my excitement when I find stuff like this. These are the better finds. I usually find a lot of PlayStation stuff I don't own, but finding stuff like that is always great. Klonoa, Haunting Ground, and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, all for my trade pile. Then a sealed Chibi Robo. I actually got this back. I had it, sold it, but the buyer kind of regretted it, so we sent it back because it's German. Sag hallo. Then two pretty rare Super Nintendo games, cartridge only, so they are for sale. Vampire's Kiss and Demon's Crest. Then a big pile of PlayStation 1 RPGs, which I also picked up for selling them. Master of Monsters, Final Fantasy Anthology, Legend of Cartia, Breath of Fire 3, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 6, and Final Fantasy 7. So that's not the last thing for this week, because I always keep the best for last. The three items you're gonna see now, I bet you've never seen before, because, well, no one had ever seen them before, and I won the auctions. First up, a Largo winch, French version with a blister seal on a big cardboard. This one's actually quite fragile, so you hear the cracking of the plastic. Yeah, it talks about the TV series, and this is the game for the TV series, etc. This is only the first one to be found, so yeah, you know, I had to have it. I have no clue how I'm gonna store it because it's quite flimsy, but yeah, that's for later matter. And then the last two items. Let's see if I can put them in one shot. Yeah. Two Spanish versions of Looney Tunes games. No, wait, actually, it's both Infogrames games. The first one up top is Wacky Races, and the one below is Bugs Bunny and Time Busters, but then the Spanish version of that. And they were sealed in with a Tasmanian Devil agenda, as you can see here. It doesn't say anything specific about the game on the package, so I don't know how these, how many of these are out there. There was actually one more of these or that one up for sale by the same guy. But yeah, these are again some of the PlayStation stuff that are only recently found, and there are so many versions still out there that are not yet found by collectors, I think. And yeah, it does say Looney Tunes though here. I don't know if Wacky Race has anything to do with Looney Tunes. They are though both Warner Brothers games, but as far as I know, Looney Tunes is not Wacky Races, but as you can see on the packaging, it says Looney Tunes. So that was it for this week. See you guys next week. Goodbye.